Welcome to Cooking with me, Andrea. I appreciate you coming in today. I'm super excited, like I always am super excited. We're making jalapeno poppers. I love to cook and I just love sharing recipes I have, and I've been making this one. My cousin Sugar loves jalapeno poppers. We were talking about it the other day, and she asked me if I could please put them on my channel so she could make them. So this one's for you, cousin Sugar. We're going to get started. I have 4 bell peppers here because for us that's enough right now out, and that's all I'm going to make right now. This recipe you could probably do 12, but I'm going to overstuff her. So first thing I'm going to do is I'm going to cut this bell pepper. Jalapeno. Sorry about that. I got talking about overstuffing, and that's what I stuff when I do my bell peppers. So I'm going to cut the end off just a little bit. Just throw that right over there. Try and cut them as even as possible so that it makes a nice even filling for you. There's a lot of days where I don't cut so straight, but like I said, this recipe is probably good for about 12 jalapenos, but it all depends on how big your jalapenos are. Man, my jalapenos today are huge. Okay, so I cut them, but I'm going to stop right now because I have one. Let's see here. It is cream cheese and it's 8 ounces. I have one in here so far. And then what I'm going to do is I'm going to take and put my seasons in. My seasons are garlic, and I'm going to put a half a teaspoon in. I'm going to flavor my cream cheese. So that's what I'm doing, is giving a little bit of flavor. So I'm going to put a half a teaspoon of garlic. I'm going to put a half a teaspoon of cilantro leaf. If you have fresh cilantro, you can use that as well. I have fresh cilantro, but I'm not using it today because I realized when I wanted to do things like this, I didn't have fresh. So I went ahead and I bought fresh or processed, or not processed, but cilantro leaves. I'm going to take a teaspoon of onion powder. And then I'm going to give it a mix because for my jalapeno poppers, I use both cheeses. So everything's in there. We got our seasonings, and I'll put everything in the direction box. So we're good there. I'm going to take and I'm going to mix the cream cheese. Now I'll tell you something too. You can get fancy when cream cheese is on sale. Right now, cream cheese is one of those things that is very expensive. So I'm buying an off-brand. I'm buying just a regular. Usually I'm bad. I go ahead and I buy whipped cream cheese because I use a lot of cream cheese for my desserts. Like that's my go-to frosting when I'm making something. But all it takes is a little bit of elbow grease, and I'm supposed to be doing that darn thing called workout because getting old is for the birds, so I have to do that thing now. So just include this into your exercise, and that's what I say, because cream cheese is really expensive right now. I think I got this one for 48 cents. Normally you have to pay $1 for off-brand and like $3 for whipped Philadelphia. So if you want, buy whatever kind you'd like, but I'm just showing you some budget-friendly ideas. This is how your cream cheese looks. It's all incorporated. Now I'm going to take 1 cup of sharp cheddar, and now I'm just going to mix it all in. Give myself a workout, and then I just let everything sit at room temperature. Oh man, I'm always spilling on the counter. Holy Toledo. So I'm just going to mix it in, and as you let it sit on the counter for a few minutes while you do all the rest of the hard work, everything will get nice and incorporated. So I'm just going to let it sit here, and then I'll go back to mixing it. But I'm just going to let it all sit because my cheddar cheese is cold from being in the refrigerator. But you get the way it's looking right now. It's looking pretty good. So like I said, I'm just going to let this sit for a minute over here, and I'm going to go back to jalapenos. But I wanted to show you how I mix that. And while I've got the bacon out, I got this bacon on sale, so that's what's going to wrap my jalapeno poppers. Very good deal. Bacon's very expensive. I got this for $3.98. So remember, like I said, when you find things on sale, pick them up. Hold them in your freezer. The following week, you can make your food schedule. A lot of times I do a lot of meal prep now and stuff like that. So I try to watch my budget, and I also try to watch our diets now. So I'm going to go in here and I'm going to clean these jalapenos out. Usually you want to take a spoon. You can also take your little, this works really good too. It takes the membrane out. Ooh, these jalapenos are hot. Holy Toledo. We tried one and we're like, hey, let's see if we should drop some seeds in. Nope. I tried one of these seeds right now. Oh my God, it was hot. But when you take the seeds out, it makes them a lot easier. They won't be so hot. So you'll be fine. So this actually works really good. This little, my little measuring spoon gets it out. But, excuse me, that is very potent. You know what? That was a jalapeno fume I got. Sheesh. Be glad you don't have smell vision right now. Boy, that just went in my throat when I was talking. So I think I should keep my mouth shut here while I'm scraping the seeds out. But that's going to be a hard thing to do. So what I'm going to do is just take and get all the seeds out because, man, this thing is spicy. Okay. Here I go again. Excuse me. Okay. Now we'll keep the mouth shut as we clean the jalapeno. Okay. I wanted to just show you how these look. And we're good there. No seeds in them. So I'm going to go ahead and I'm going to clean the rest of these. And then as soon as I get them all clean and do one more stir of the mix, we'll come back and we'll start assembling. Welcome back. Okay, there is a little secret to this already wrapped jalapeno. We are actually going to put this one to the side. My husband decided he wanted to put probably about 10 or 11 of the little seeds in there. This thing is going to be hot. It was choking me when I was talking and I was scooping out the seeds. So we're going to put this one right here because that's going to be nitro, I have a feeling. So I'm going to go right back into here. I just want to show you I had mixed all the cheese and the cream cheese in. A lot of people melt theirs to make it easier. I do not like that. I like mine nice and firm. I think that I don't know, in my opinion, it helps me cook it. It cooks better, or at least I can pack the jalapeno more, in my opinion. But it is to each his own. You know, if that's how you want to do it, go ahead and melt it. Whatever works for you. I always say cooking is what works for you. And like, I'm bad. I stuff my jalapenos a lot with cheese. I have tons of cheese and cream cheese in here. So I'm going to go ahead and I'm going to set them like this first, though. I want you to see. Let me move this one over there now that I have nitro over there. And I'm going to put it in because I'm going to wrap it really good with bacon. So what I'm going to do, and I like lots of bacon on my jalapeno poppers. They turn out really good. You know, by adding a little bit of cilantro leaf, makes it a little fresh. And then by making the cream cheese nice and hard like this, and with the cheddar cheese, boy, it just makes it taste terrific. And then what I do is I just take my fingers and I press everything down so everything gets a good healthy dose. And I do it right up and to each edge is what I do. You know what's kind of funny? My husband, when he wrapped that one, he took the cream cheese because it's so tough, you can actually mold it with your hands. If you take a piece and roll it like that, it will actually roll and fit right into the jalapeno. I was like, no, I better just scoop it in. But it wasn't a bad idea. And it is our food. We're the only ones eating it. So I guess if we want to touch, we can touch. You know, and we do know how to handle and prepare food. We are in that line of work. So it's not like we don't know how to prep and prepare it. It would not hurt. You could wear gloves and do it that way. But it was kind of funny. So let me tell you something. If you're having a hard time, just use your fingers. And like I said, presentation, I'm not teaching the person that's a world-renowned chef how to do something. I'm teaching the average person just like me. Hey, get something on sale. Hey, let's try it. Let's enjoy. We have to cook. We have to experiment. You know, when COVID hit, a lot of people really had a hard time. They didn't know how to cook. They had always worked, didn't take time to cook, so didn't develop their recipes. When we work full time, when we have families, there is no such thing. Most of the time it is, hey, even if it's healthy, let's get a bag of salad, let's get some veggies, let's heat them up, let's eat them raw. You know, so, you know, till COVID came, we couldn't order anything. You know, a lot of us didn't perfect a lot of recipes, you know. I didn't even think about it during COVID. Man, I wish I would have been smart enough to think about it. My channel probably would have helped a lot more people take a cheap can of something or make it from scratch. Because you know how much I learned? I had never been through a crisis like COVID before, you know, where we were locked down. Never in my life. You know, like when I talked to my mom, you know, World War II and things like that, they had to stand in rationing lines and things like that back in the day. But, you know, me, I had never been through something like that. So it was kind of interesting. We wanted to have manwiches. We could not find a can of manwich on any shelf. We went to 3 or 4 different stores, so I had to learn how to make it from scratch. So it's kind of interesting. So I have quite a bit of, I only made 8 halves. So, you know, like I said, you could probably get 12 out of that nice and easy because mine are overpacked. Mine are super, super stuffed. I like mine like that, and then I'm going to wrap bacon. So I'm bad. So mine are super stuffed. So you can make a few more. I'm not going to let this go to waste. What I'm going to do is once we're done, I'll go ahead and I'll get a few more jalapenos out. And then what I'm going to do is freeze these. I always have a little bit of onion rings in the freezer that I make from scratch and things like that. So now we're going to go ahead, since we got them all stuffed, and I'm going to go ahead and wrap these with bacon. And the way I do it is I come over the bottom like that. And then what I'm going to do is I'm going to wrap them tight. I want them tight. Plus I want mine to taste like bacon. Plus it'll help my cheese not roll out. Okay, because I fill mine, my cheese is going to want to come out. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to set this right here. And I'm going to put this one in so that I know which one I started with, like this. Most likely I'm going to double wrap mine, but I haven't decided. I want to see how much bacon I have here, because really I don't need to double wrap. This is plenty of bacon. But like I said, when I make them, our family likes lots of bacon. So what I do is I take it here and come over here, and then I put that over because I have enough bacon. That'll keep it wrapped. And then I just keep going and wrap them. And there's no right or wrong way to do it. Just do it your way. That's one of these things too, where as you wrap more jalapenos, you will get much better at. That's why we say presentation is what comes after you've been doing it for a while. And if not, as long as it's edible, who cares? That's what I always say, who cares? As long as it's good, that's all that matters. Presentation shall come. But I was really pleased. I got all my ingredients on sale. I waited to make these for a while because, good Lord, everything was so expensive. I was like, what? I'm like, oh, heck no, I'm not paying. I'm going to wait until it goes on sale. So just wrap them. You have to use thin bacon too, by the way. It's better to use thin because it takes too long in the oven for it to cook if you use thick. So then it can make your jalapeno too cooked. Then not only that, the cheese will end up melting out of them before you can get them cooked. So let's do it this way. Boy, I got some long jalapenos here. But it's okay. Less I have to make, because these are going to be for just hors d'oeuvres tonight. That's all I'm making them for. But let me tell you something. This is another good thing, too, to take to a dinner party. You know, we got lots of dinner parties coming up. Christmas time, holiday time. Oh, my gosh. We've got lots coming up. So I say this is a good thing to take to the family dinner party. Mm-mm-mm. Okay. I'm just going to set this one here, because I'm thinking I'm going to actually wrap them twice because I like bacon so much. But I only have a few that are real big. So just wrap them. All you're trying to do is protect all that beautiful cheese inside and make sure every bite you get a piece of bacon and you get some good cream cheese. You know what? I am not going to double wrap. I am not going to double wrap. I'm going to keep my bacon. So I'm going to go ahead and put a toothpick in this one because I have plenty of hair. So I'm not going to do it. And then I'll just use the rest of my bacon for a breakfast sandwich for my husband in the morning. So that's what we'll use, that bacon. Nothing in my house goes to waste. I take my old bread and I make breadcrumbs. At least I try not to let it go to waste. You know, food is so expensive this day and age. You know, I try very hard, but you know, every once in a while things do. I try not to let anything go to waste, but you know how it is in a family. Some days things are harder than we even realize. So we do the very best we can. But my motive and my purpose is to never let anything go to waste. Use it. But then I notice other people complain because there's only 3 slices of bacon. And they're like, well, where's my sandwich? Sorry, I only had 3 slices of bacon. And they're like, whatever. So I'm just going to wrap this one. I'm going backwards. Need to not go backwards. I have to start on the right side of my hand. By doing it this way, it looks complicated, but it really isn't. And then there is a method to my madness. Oh, maybe there's not. But I want to think that there is that I'm covering it as much as possible. And I don't want to make the bacon too thick, because if I make it too thick, then like I said, it ends up melting my cheese out. My jalapeno is dry. Okay, this is the killer one. So, good Lord, I think this one needs one more piece. And honestly, if you have a big one, you could wrap it this way as well, just so you see. All I'm doing is going this way. I'm going to come up here because it's really wrapped. Should cook okay because the jalapeno is big enough. But I'm going to put this one here, and then this is the one I'm going to put 2 in because I'm not eating this one. I like hot food, but I'm not eating this one. If it choked me while I was cleaning it, because I make our salsas and stuff from scratch, I don't usually ever cough. I coughed today, twice. So here's the killer one, and we are good. I'm going to actually, because I have the bacon and I only have 2 pieces, I'm going to pick and choose. I'm going to actually wrap. Like I said, you want to do it your way. This is my way because I don't want anything to go to waste. But the only problem is when you do wrap, you have to be careful that you don't make all the rest of the jalapenos. You've got to make sure the bacon's cooked. Actually, I'm not going to do this piece because I don't have another jalapeno big enough. Oh, maybe I do. Maybe I'm going to do this one. But like I said, food's very expensive. I'm not letting nothing waste, so I'm just going to wrap it and do it this way. But normally I only wrap 1. But boy, these are some big jalapenos. Okay, so guess what? We're ready to go into the oven. We're going to go into the oven. I've had it heating for about 35 minutes. We're going to go in at 400 degrees, and we're going to make sure all the bacon is cooked. It'll probably be about 35 minutes, but I'll keep you posted and list it. But that's how our beautiful jalapeno poppers look. So I'll be back in about 45 minutes. Welcome back. 45 minutes. Everything is cooked to perfection. Bacon's nice and crispy. I'm going to pull this one off because my husband put seeds on this one. There's like 10 or 11 little seeds in there. He says he doesn't think it's going to be that hot. I want him to try it while we're still here, and let's see how hot that one's going to be. Okay, take that nice, good bite right there. So this was a pretty inexpensive dish. I feel real happy. The bacon I got for like $3.95 for the whole thing, which is good for bacon. Oh, he just took a bite. He's going to try it. It's hot. The cream cheese, I got it for 48 cents for the whole little 8-ounce. Okay, Mr. Wayne, let me hear what you have to say.
It ain't that tough.
It ain't that tough with 10, 11 seeds in.
No.
No. Okay.
You can handle this.
Yeah, but I think I better handle mine instead. Yeah. So, Mr. Wayne here says with 10 or 11 seeds inside, it's not that hot. I'm going to beg to differ. I de-seeded mine. That's how I'm going to eat mine. But I guess if you can handle a lot of heat, which he can handle, go ahead and leave some seeds at the bottom. Can you taste the seeds?
No.
No? Okay, Wayne says that you cannot taste the seeds at the bottom of the jalapeno popper. Is it a good jalapeno popper?
Yeah.
Okay,
Yeah, fine.
okay, excellent. So I think if you like the content, please like and subscribe. And thanks for coming into our family's home and cooking with us today and trying jalapeno poppers. Talk to you soon. Thank you again.